All right, today we're diving into one of the most incredible, most strategic encounters you'll find in the Qur'an. I'm talking about the meeting between Prophet King Solomon and the legendary Queen of Sheba. Now, this isn't just some story about royalty. Oh no, this is a deep psychological drama. It's really a masterclass in how you communicate a spiritual truth to someone who has completely, totally mastered the material world. It's a story that's all about challenging the very foundations of reality itself.
So where are we getting all this from? Well, our entire analysis is grounded directly in the Qur'an, specifically from Surah An-Naml, which translates to the ant. We're drawing from a really detailed commentary on these verses that unpacks the sheer strategic brilliance behind Prophet Solomon's actions. And as you'll see, it reveals this amazing, multi-layered approach to guidance that goes way, way beyond just giving a simple sermon.
And this really brings us to the central question, doesn't it? This is the strategic problem that Prophet Solomon was staring down. You see, the Queen of Sheba wasn't just any ruler. She was the head of a powerful, wealthy, and incredibly sophisticated civilization. Her reality was defined by what she could see, what she could build, and what she could control. So how in the world do you introduce the concept of an unseen God, a divine power that operates beyond the known laws of physics and politics, to someone so firmly rooted in the observable world? This is the challenge Solomon sets out to solve.
What makes this story so powerful is this incredible contrast. On one side, you've got Solomon. Now, he's a king with immense worldly power. We're talking armies, control over jinn, even the wind. But the source of all of it is divine. His power is a gift from God, and it's guided by revelation. And then on the other side, you have the Queen of Sheba. She's the embodiment of power that's achieved through pure intellect and governance. Her worldview is empirical. It's based on observation. So this story is essentially a collision of these two realities, the spiritual and the material. Okay, so this is where Solomon's strategy kicks off. He doesn't start with a debate. He doesn't start with a theological argument. No, he starts with an act that is designed to completely shatter the queen's fundamental understanding of reality. He goes for the impossible. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the sheer scale of this act. The queen's throne. This wasn't just a chair. It was the symbol of her sovereignty, her power, her entire identity. The Quran describes how Solomon asks his assembly who can bring him her throne before she and her delegation even arrive. So a powerful jinn offers to bring it before Solomon can even rise from his seat. But then, one who is described as having knowledge of the scripture says, "I will bring it to you in the blink of an eye." And just like that, it was done. An object of immense size and significance was teleported across a vast distance instantly. I mean, from a purely materialist point of view, this is an absolute total impossibility. So we have to ask ourselves, was Solomon just showing off? Was this just a brute force demonstration to intimidate a rival ruler? Well, according to the commentary we're looking at, the answer is a definitive no. This was a carefully calculated, strategic move with a very precise psychological and spiritual objective. You see, the throne miracle was the necessary first step to crack her mind open. It introduced a variable that she just couldn't account for within her own system of logic. By presenting an event that violated all the known laws of her world, Solomon forced her to consider that maybe, just maybe, there are laws and a lawgiver beyond her comprehension. This whole demonstration wasn't about his power, it was about proving that his power came from a divine source. This one act prepared her mind for the message that was still to come. So, he's cracked the foundation of her materialist worldview. Now Solomon moves to the next phase. And this isn't another display of overwhelming power, not at all. This is a subtle, sophisticated test of her intellect, her wisdom, her prudence. He needs to know, is she actually capable of grasping the truth once it's presented to her? Solomon's instruction is so precise. Disguise her throne. The Arabic term used, mekhiru, it implies altering it, making it unfamiliar, but still recognizable. He's setting up a fascinating test. Is she going to jump to a conclusion and rashly claim it's hers, even though that's impossible? Or will she deny it's hers, despite the overwhelming similarity? Her response is going to reveal the quality of her mind. So when she's asked, is your throne like this? She gives this brilliant answer. Ka'annahu huwa, as if it were it. This single phrase reveals her genius. It's an answer of profound intellectual caution. It's not a simple yes, and it's not a simple no. It is the perfect response to something that seems logically impossible, yet is empirically true right in front of her. So let's break this down because this short phrase is so significant. First, by saying as if, she's fully acknowledging the striking similarity. She doesn't just dismiss what's right in front of her eyes. Second, she completely avoids absolute certainty. She can't bring herself to say, "It is my throne," because her rational mind knows her throne is hundreds of miles away in her kingdom. To claim it was hers would be to admit to something totally illogical. And third, this shows incredible prudence. She proves she's not impulsive, she's a thinker, someone who weighs evidence and possibility. With this one answer, she passes Solomon's intellectual test. She proves she is a worthy recipient of the divine message.
Okay, so she's seen the physically impossible. She's proven her intellectual mettle. Now comes the final stage of Solomon's strategy. This test is designed to go even deeper, to challenge the most fundamental tool she has for understanding her world, her own senses. Just imagine this scene. Solomon has a great hall, a sahar, constructed. The floor is made of these smooth, polished slabs of transparent glass. And underneath this glass floor, he has water flowing, complete with fish and marine life. It is a masterful work of engineering and art, designed to create a perfect, absolutely convincing illusion. So as she's invited to enter this palace, her eyes, her experience, her every single instinct tells her she's about to step into a deep pool of water. So she does what anyone would do. She lifts her garments to avoid getting them wet. And in that one moment, her senses, the very foundation of her entire empirical worldview, have completely betrayed her. It's only then that Solomon tells her, "Indeed, it is a palace made smooth with glass." So again, we have to ask, why? Why this elaborate illusion? This wasn't some kind of game or a practical joke. No, this was the final, critical piece of the argument Solomon was building, an argument he was making not with words, but with experiences. The Crystal Palace was the final proof that tied everything together. I mean, think about it. If her own eyes could be so thoroughly deceived by a man-made creation, how could she ever fully rely on them to judge the nature of reality itself? The illusion proved that what appears to be real isn't always the truth. This was the checkmate. First, the throne defied physics. Now the palace proved her very perception was fallible. Her entire materialist framework, built on observation, had been systematically and brilliantly dismantled. So, with her worldview completely recalibrated, with her mind blown open to possibilities far beyond the material, the queen is finally ready. The narrative now moves to its powerful, beautiful conclusion. And it's not a conquest, it's a genuine conversion born of deep understanding. And this is her declaration. Just notice the profound humility and clarity here. She begins by addressing God directly, "My Lord." She acknowledges her past state of disbelief was a wrong to her own soul. "I have wronged myself." And then comes the absolutely crucial phrase, which is highlighted in our source commentary. "I submit with Solomon." This is not "I submit to Solomon." And that one word makes all the difference. It means she didn't become a subject of King Solomon. She became a fellow servant of God right alongside him. Her submission was to the ultimate reality that he had so masterfully revealed to her. Solomon's entire strategy was never about political domination. It was about guidance. It was about leading an intelligent, powerful soul from the worship of the creation to the worship of the Creator. It was a complete and total awakening. And this leaves us with a final thought to ponder. This ancient story from the Qur'an offers such a timeless lesson. It suggests that true power isn't just about the ability to command armies or build incredible palaces. True power is the wisdom to guide hearts and minds to the truth. It teaches us that the path to faith for an intelligent, skeptical mind isn't always through sermons, but sometimes it's through experiences that challenge our fundamental assumptions about what is and what is not possible.